What's going on, guys? Judo Punch back here again with another Airsoft review for you guys here. Today we're doing the KJW Full Metal 1911 Tactical High Kappa. These are green gas. You can also get CO2 magazines for them, but this one right here that I have for you guys is the green gas version. The model number I think is the KPO5 or the 6. I cannot remember. But Evike just has it for KJW Full Metal 1911, blah, 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 blah. This retails for $120. I bought this at my local Airsoft store, Hobbytown, USA, for $109. I got this gun about 4 years ago, I want to say. So this is the oldest pistol that I have, but it is very reliable with some leeway with reliable. It has malfunctioned a couple times, but overall this is a good gun. So right off the bat, I definitely recommend looking into this gun and KJW's guns in general because they're overall pretty good. But this one specifically I know is a good gun. So going straight in, talking about externals, this gun is a pretty heavy gun. It weighs closer into around 4 pounds, a little bit heavier because it does have a full metal slide, and the lower receiver starts out to be metal. You guys can see this rail right here, and then when you go to the hand grip, this is all polymer, and the trigger guard is polymer as well. And of course, all your buttons and your selector switch, not selector switches. And then your trigger guard is metal, of course, the hammer is metal. Your safety and fire switch right here is metal. And your slide release and your takedown lever are metal as well as the rails, as well on your Allen screws right here, your magazine, buttons, all that kind of stuff are all going to be metal. So this gun does weigh down a lot more than if you guys watched my FNX 45 review. This is a lot heavier gun. This is a heavier pistol that I have, but you know, it feels good. I've actually fired a couple 1911s, real firearms, a Colt 1911, and then another 1911, and so I mean, honestly, this kind of feels heavier than a loaded 1911, but nonetheless, it still feels really good. It feels closer to the real gun than most guns do. So this gun's pretty good. FPS is chronoed around 350 to 360, so a little higher than most pistols, but the ranges in my area do allow this pistol, especially for outdoor. I mean, outdoor it's perfect, but indoor it's a little high compared to the other guns I have shooting at 315, 320. So again, this gun is pretty high, especially for a green gas pistol. Talk about the mags. These mags are kind of iffy. I wish they would upgrade the quality of these magazines. This is not a con. This is definitely not a thing to be like, oh, that to turn you away completely. Like, if the mags are not a bigger problem that you shouldn't get this gun. It's very minor. You just kind of have to learn your way around these mags. I have 2 mags here. This is the one that came with it. You can notice that it's a little bit beaten up, and then this is the other one. It's gotten beaten up. I took it last Saturday to a game, and a couple of these fell out and hit the floor. If you guys saw my last video, the FNX, those magazines retail for $40, and these mags retail for $29. So I know most CO2 or green gas blowback mags cost this much, but sometimes it's like I don't want to pay the $30 just for one magazine. But I did buy a separate one because it's the only pistol at the time that I had. So definitely the new magazine works perfectly. The original magazine, no leaking issues at all for the 4 years I've had this. I've dropped this probably 20 times on straight cement from like 6 or 7 feet high, and no leaking problems at all. It does have feeding issues, but you have to take in consideration how you load the magazine. So of course, just like any gas blowback, you pull back the spring and you put BBs in, but I'll show you guys how this works. So I'm gonna grab a couple BBs right here. I'm gonna zoom you guys in. So I pull this back, put 1, 2, 3, let me put some more and show you guys. So showing you guys right here, I have the mag loaded. You'll notice that it's on this, you see the spring guide has a little tooth. Let me move that around. So you can see that there's a little tooth right here, and it kind of goes up like this, curves upward right here, and it's on this tooth. When it's on this tooth, it's not going to feed properly. So you just want to make sure that, let's see if I can get this right. Okay. Alright, so now you'll see the BB is stuck. It's now into this little area right here, and it's kind of into that groove now, and it's really completely filled into the compartment of the magazine right here. So now it'll feed properly. So you just got to make sure it's not like most magazines you can just, you know, put the BBs in and that's it. It won't have, for some reason they don't have a flat spring guide, but this helps it with the horizontal stacked magazine style. So you just gotta make sure you're aware of that when you're loading the magazine, because then it won't feed properly and you're gonna be shooting 2 or 3 times and then it'll stop shooting. You have to take out the mag and fix it, and I had to do that so many times. Now, this is like one of the pistols that you have to make sure you lubricate it, because when the gun slides back, the hop-up will get stuck on the slide. So you have to make sure. This is like one of the few guns like you have to, like, you can't get by like not reloading it. I mean lubricating it often, because the other guns I don't have to lubricate for a while and it'll be fine, but this one it really needs lubricant because it gets really dry really fast. So that's one thing. You did probably notice that it does have a red hop-up, and for those of you who don't know, usually if you have a hop-up that's not black or it's not clear, if it's a different color other than that, like red or blue or green, that usually means an upgraded hop-up, and this does have an upgraded hop-up, which is really nice. And this gun performs really well, the accuracy is really good, and the range is decent for a pistol. Not the best, but it's good for a pistol, perfect for CQB, and perfect for outdoor as well. I was shooting probably about a good 70 feet. I was playing outdoor with this not too long ago, and it was hitting people pretty good. So this does have good range. So again, this is not a fully ambidextrous gun, as most 1911s are not. You have your slide release right here, and then you have your safety right here. You also have your beaver tail safety right here. Trigger. You have your mag release on this side. And on the other side, you do have a safety lever, but it doesn't really work because I've taken this gun apart before and it just doesn't really have a functioning safety. You can all the way put it, but it's not as strong as if you're using it on the left side. You do notice that this kind of wear, quote unquote, because I got my knife and just kind of went like right along this to make it kind of have like a worn look. And I plan to do more. I maybe even make this whole slide silver. I don't know yet. You do notice the sights are pretty good. They have the white dot sights. You'll notice that the front sight, it's twisted around. The reason being is because when I first got it, it came off. It wasn't securely attached very well. And me not knowing when I got it, I wasn't into Airsoft at all. Or I wasn't into Airsoft very much, or I didn't know this goes a certain way, and so I just super glued it and that was it. But right now, I mean, I don't really use the sights anyways, so I just end on the sights a couple times and I'm fine. I know where the BBs are going, and so the white dots don't make a huge difference, but it looks nice because you can see them easier. A couple problems you'll run into, like I said it was a reliable gun, but for the most part, again, the BBs, the mags, this one started to misfeed because you have to pay attention to how you're putting the mags in. And then also, the slide does get stuck a lot, but you have to lubricate it, and then because it gets dry very quickly. And then also, it did have some firing issues. It wouldn't fire at all. The trigger would get stuck. It wouldn't let me press on the beaver tail. The hammer wouldn't cock back all the way, or when you cock this back, the hammer wouldn't go down all the way. Things like that. But that's just over time, things kind of fall apart. They loosen up. So you just got to take it apart and make sure you tighten the little piece right, the plate right here. You got to tighten that. Make sure you keep these tightened. Make sure you keep make sure this works, because this will come loose, or it'll get too tight because there's a spring in here. You got to make sure that's tight, and all those kind of things. Some more problems than most pistols probably would give you, but then again, this is an old pistol, 4 or 5 years old, so I've had it for a while. But like I said, one of the best guns I've had. So the only guns that I've had that long that are still working is my M4. You guys might have seen, or you guys want to check out, I have a collection video from 5 years ago, 4 years ago actually, with all my guns, and there's like a P90 in there. That gearbox got destroyed. There's a shotgun in there, another pistol that got destroyed. Some other things that just got demolished over the years. But this one and my M4 have stayed true. So really great guns. And side note, if you guys want to see an M4 review, drop a comment or like. It will be coming out. I have it in the shop. Needs a new selector plate. I have to order one in, and it's going to get replaced next Tuesday. So I'm going to be waiting on that, and then after that I'll do a review on the gun itself. So one last thing, takedown lever for this gun. Pretty standard. You'll notice that there's the little notch right here. So you have 2 notches. One here for that's for the takedown lever, and this one is to lock the slide back. So you just want to put in this first notch here, and then you want to go ahead and take a look on the other side right here, and you want to push this button inside. So it's kind of hard if you don't have fingernails, or if you don't have like the pointiest of fingers, but you're going to usually want a screwdriver or something like that. I just have this little guy right here. You just want to push that through, and that'll come out. The one thing I don't like about this compared to my FNH or my ACP is that you do have to take a part out and set it aside when you want to change the hop up. That's the one thing I don't like about 1911s. So you do have to take this part out. Sure, you can leave it half in, but then you might drop it and you don't know where it's going to end up. And all you have to do is just slide it out, and you have your slides taken out right here. And then your hop up wheel is right in here. And again, your upgraded hop up right here. And then of course, all you have to do is align it back up, and then grab your tool, make sure that's aligned like so. There you go. And cock it back, shoot it. There you go. So this has been the KJW Full Metal 1911 Tactical High Kappa green gas / CO2 pistol. I definitely recommend getting this gun, guys. It's worth the 120 or the 109 or whatever it is. Definitely pick up a second magazine. These do hold around 25 to 28 BBs, so pretty good. Again, it is a high kappa, so it's double stacked. And again, the magazines are about 120, and I think CO2 might be a little bit more or a little bit less, fluctuating a couple dollars. So again, very reliable gun. And a little bit heavier if you don't mind the heavier weight of this pistol, but really good gun, definitely very reliable. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below, and I will leave the gun link and the magazine links and all that kind of stuff in the description. More pistol reviews to come, and other airsoft reviews to come. So thanks guys for watching. See you guys.